What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Movie Rays. When Riverdale first was introduced on the big screen, the hit show, together with its amazing cast, attracted fans from all over the world. Now, being in its fourth season, we have to admit that we just can't get enough. The Riverdale cast consists of some of the most interesting actors in today's Hollywood, and we're falling more and more in love with the cast each episode. In today's video, we are going to get to know the cast of Riverdale better, counting down our list of things that no one knows about the cast of Riverdale Season 4. Make sure to subscribe to Movie Rays with the notification bell clicked, and without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. You may think that the cast of Riverdale met each other for the first time when shooting Riverdale, but this isn't the case for Cole Sprouse and Camila Mendes. In an interview with E! News, Camila Mendes explained that they did in fact go to New York University at the same time. Since Cole Sprouse is older than Camila, he graduated 1 year earlier than she did. In the interview with E! News, Camila explained that they would cross paths during different parties and such, but they didn't officially get introduced to each other. What's even more heartbreaking is the fact that Cole didn't even remember Camila when they met the first day on set of Riverdale. Well, we believe that it's easier for Camila to remember Cole since she admitted she was a huge fan of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Some may say that it is purely coincidental, but we have a feeling that they were meant to star in the same show. As most of you may already know, KJ Apa is from New Zealand. However, something you probably didn't know is that KJ himself is in fact half Samoan. As if that wasn't impressive enough, he is also the son of a Samoan High Chief. The honor of being High Chief has been passed down through generations, which means that KJ's grandpa was the High Chief before his dad was handed the position. KJ Apa is very proud of his heritage, and in order to commemorate his father taking over the title, he got a tattoo. As seen throughout the past 30 years, more and more Polynesian stars have taken the world by storm. Some of those Polynesian stars are Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jason Momoa, Keanu Reeves, and not to mention KJ Apa himself. Have you ever wondered what KJ stands for? Well, it stands for Kennedy James, which is a popular Samoan name. We knew that KJ Apa was a pretty cool guy, but knowing everything about his background and heritage makes us love him even more. While talking about background and heritage, KJ Apa isn't the only one with a surprising background. Did you know that Madelaine Petsch, the actor portraying the iconic Cheryl Blossom in the series, is South African? Yes, you heard us right. Madelaine Petsch was born in Washington, so she wasn't born in South Africa, but since both her parents are South African, that would make her South African as well. Growing up, Madelaine was raised in Washington, but she did travel to South Africa a lot with her parents as a child. We almost thought Madelaine couldn't get more interesting, but as proven many times, Madelaine just won't stop surprising us. Camila Mendes also traveled between countries a lot growing up, resulting in her being able to talk Portuguese fluently. Camila's parents are American and Brazilian, making her a mix between the two. Even though Camila, just like Madelaine, was raised in the US for most of her life, she did in fact live in Brazil for a year when she was 10 years old. When you're growing up, it's a lot easier to learn new languages, and since she talked English with one parent and Portuguese with the other, she learned to talk both languages fluently. We wish we could talk more languages fluently. That would definitely come in handy. One of the more important characters of Season 4 is Toni Topaz, played by Vanessa Morgan. First, we have to congratulate Vanessa for the engagement with her boyfriend Michael Kopech. We can't wait to see the wedding. With that out of the way, let's take a look at some of the tough times Vanessa went through when she landed the role as Toni Topaz. We're pretty sure we're talking for most of us when we say that we fell in love with Toni the second she was introduced on the show. But let's just say that not everyone felt the same way. At first, it looked like Toni could end up with Jughead Jones, and that would actually be really interesting to see. During that time, however, fans were shipping Betty and Jughead, also known as Bughead, and a small group of fans saw Toni as a threat. Without thinking rationally, Vanessa Morgan started receiving messages and letters containing all sorts of threats. This is a classic example showing how fans can go too far just to get what they want. After all, it's not Vanessa's choice to decide what her character does in the show, it's entirely up to the writers. It's such a shame that Vanessa had to receive a hate storm, especially when she didn't have any control over her character. In the end, Bughead did happen, and Toni found Cheryl, creating the cute couple that they are. If we were to choose our favorite Riverdale character, we would pick, without a doubt, Toni. Let us know in the comments who you would pick. Lili Reinhart is the actor portraying Betty Cooper, the perfect girl next door. Lili is, as all of you know, a very beautiful woman, and we can't help but feel like there's no pictures of her not looking like a supermodel. Before her role in the hit show Riverdale, Lili got some smaller roles in movies such as Forever's End and The First Hope. Even though Lili Reinhart is living her dream life now, it hasn't always been easy for her. Today, it's starting to become a lot more acceptable to talk about mental illness and depression, which is something that Lili has had to deal with for quite some time. Even though acting was her lifelong dream, it did at one point get to be too much for her, and as a result of that, she moved back home for a while. As she later said in an interview, she knew that she would deeply regret not getting back to acting, and she, as well as we, are very happy that she did. According to the star herself, she received the role as Betty Cooper when she was in a very dark place mentally, and joining the cast of Riverdale helped her get better. Her fellow cast members have expressed that Lili was very shy at first, but after a couple of weeks of working together, she started opening up and showing what a beautiful girl she truly is. Today, Lili doesn't suffer from depression anymore, at least not in the way she used to. She seems to be very happy living her best life with her boyfriend Cole Sprouse. But knowing how hard it can be to go through depression, Lili has talked about depression a lot to help spread awareness. While working as an actor, there are always risks of getting hurt, especially if you are pulling a stunt, dancing, or fake fighting. This is unfortunately the case for KJ Apa, who, throughout the years of filming Riverdale, has managed to get injured numerous times. The worst on-set accident that KJ Apa was involved with is the notorious river scene, where Cheryl Blossom is trying to end her life so she can join her dead brother Jason. After rushing to her aid, Archie and the others quickly realize that they were too late when they spot Cheryl falling through the ice. They all run out onto the ice and start looking for her, and when they do find her, Archie starts punching through the ice. When KJ was supposed to shoot this scene, he was strictly told to only punch a soft tablet they put out for him, but things didn't go as planned. Director Roberto Aguirre-Sacasa predicted the accident and told the crew members to make sure KJ only hit the tablet because he was worried he would actually commit too much and hurt himself. Let's just say Roberto wasn't surprised when he received a phone call saying that KJ broke his hand while shooting the scene. When asked about the accident, KJ said that it was really hard to only hit the tablet, and because of the cold, he didn't really feel any pain until after the scene was recorded. This might seem like an awful accident, but it isn't the worst one KJ has been through. The reason big productions usually won't hire actors under the age of 18 is because the law forbids children from working for more than 9 hours, which usually isn't enough when it comes to big productions. As a result of working long hours for a whole week, KJ Apa was extremely tired when one day was over. Since he didn't have anyone else to drive him, he just decided to take his own car and drive himself home, which turned out to be a really bad idea. Unfortunately, KJ fell asleep at the wheel and crashed into a road sign, completely destroying the car. Luckily, KJ escaped the accident with no major injuries. After the accident, fellow cast member Cole Sprouse talked with the production team of Riverdale, demanding that driving services should be available at all times to avoid more accidents. The production team didn't have much of a choice, and today there was always someone available that can drive the tired actors after a long day of work. We are really happy that KJ hasn't received any injuries for life after his many accidents, and hope that he won't get into any more accidents in the future. With that said, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to Movie Rays with the notification bell clicked to never miss an upload. Also, don't forget to leave a like and comment on how many of these you already knew. We're certain there is a bunch of hardcore fans out there.